I'm gonna go ahead and tip them to follow me.
I said, get out of here.
Ooh, what was that?
Definitely thumping.
Oh, there it is again. Is that above us? There's a very tall cowboy, pretty much as tall as the whole doorway.
Yes.
Ooh.
I heard hay over here. This is what he would open your mouth with. He would pull your tonsils. Do you hear something out there? Don't be pulling on my hoodie.
I'm gonna give you one right now. If you want to make a sound for us, I will give you the second one. Was that a voice? Thank you. Okay. I'll give you your $1. Ooh, gently holding my wrist right here.
Whoa.
Hey Phantom Fam, welcome to part 2 of the Ellinwood Tunnels investigation. If this so happens to be your first video on my channel, I just want to go ahead and apologize. First of all, this intro is being filmed over a month after this investigation. Saturday, actually, the day before you're gonna see this video. Right after work, too. It's like 1 in the morning. So, classic me. But now, over a month later, I am here to give you a little bit of a disclaimer on the video you're about to watch. So, here's what happened. Last week, I was so busy with editing part 1 of the investigation on top of work and life and, you know, the things. I was so late on editing this. So I finally got to a point where it's like, all right, the video has to be up in like 5 hours. I'm just gonna cut it right here. This seems like a good point. I can finish all the rest of the stuff, finish the thumbnail and get it out. And I really thought that I had more footage, a decent, substantial, juicy amount of footage left. But I was so wrong. I couldn't possibly be more wrong. So here we are. I'm sorry, this video isn't the best. Also, my IR died, my infrared light for my camera died during the transition from the harness shop into the tunnels to get to the barbershop. So a lot of the footage in the tunnels, I think, and in the barbershop is me fumbling around in the dark trying to find other sources of light for the camera and for myself, because this investigation was the darkest investigation I've ever been on. It was pitch black. I couldn't see a single thing. Couldn't really even see my hand in front of my face type of deal. So I was relying on my viewfinder to be my eyes, like seriously, with the IR on, and then even especially when it was off and I didn't have any light source at all and couldn't even see through the viewfinder, nothing. So I apologize. The camera's pretty jerky because I had to use it to look around, otherwise I couldn't see anything. And then even more so once again when the IR died and my flashlights were dying. And so I'm like using my phone to try to get to the bathhouse, and my phone, I was relying more on my phone than I guess at that point, and it's cutting off half the freaking frame in the bathhouse when I'm like putting the $1 on the bed to tip them so that they can follow me. Another thing, this was like a very spontaneous investigation. I didn't know I was going to investigate the tunnels until I was taking a tour of the tunnels, which is awesome. Some of the best investigations are spontaneous like that, but because of that, I wasn't as prepared. So I had a blast on this investigation, but you guys are probably not going to get the full effect from this one because I was not very prepared. I had a tiny little equipment backpack with me and didn't find a way for my tripod because I only had this camera where I usually have 2 different viewpoints in most of my videos. So I was going to try to prop it up places. It just didn't work. I'm carrying the tripod because we're moving room to room, and I have like my arms full with equipment, my phone, camera still, and then this clunky tripod. So there are a lot of actual noises that I can explain that happened, and voices and stuff like that in this investigation, but please keep in mind a lot of the clicking, clunking when we're moving location to location is my tripod. If we're sitting still, it's not my tripod, but as we're moving location to location, that clinking sound is my tripod moving around in my hands, just so you guys know. Just want to explain those things, and also so you guys don't think all these cool noises are happening when it's just us. Me, mostly. Good job, Shella. Good job. Good job, buddy. Really, truly some like expert level videography. It's so good. So once again, I'm really sorry if this is your first video here, but if you just like bear with me through this really jerky tripod clunking mess, I promise you there is some really good videos I've actually been working really hard on that will be coming very soon. You'll get to see what I was up to investigating in Atchison, Kansas with Gio and Chris. There's going to be a lot of videos coming out from that, so stay tuned for those, please. This is not my best work yet, I know, but here we are, and I still want to share it with you because I still really enjoyed this investigation and I feel like we captured a lot of really cool things. But please, please, please stick around for these next few weeks. Next week is going to be another episode of Ghoulish Grub, and then the week after that, oh, you guys are not gonna want to miss this one. That was a huge rant, I'm sorry. Enough rambling. Let's get into this not so good part 2 of the Ellinwood Tunnels.
Alright guys, we're on the other side. There is a spot down here where there's a bed.
So the guys from True Ghost Stories came here to investigate 1 year. There is a bed down here. A lot of people think that's where a brothel is at. But I believe this is for healing patients and stuff from the barber shop. The guy from True Ghost Stories says that they were the first ones to put the dollar on the bed. And I said, tell me your story. And he said, my buddy was being followed around, so he pulled a dollar out and said, if I tip you $1, will you stop following me? So people tip the bed so the ghosts don't follow them home.
And when you guys see how much is on the bed, it's crazy to think that those were all people who were followed. But me being me, I'm gonna go ahead and tip them to follow me. Just for the evening while investigating, not home, but you know.
This is the harness shop. Hi.
Hi.
Stay.
It's a something.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I said, get out of here. Peace.
Peace. Hi.
Is that Thomas Drake? Harry. We do have a Harry that's a friend of ours.
And you said these tables they did autopsies on these?
Yeah, they're called cooling tables.
Cooling tables. So they had the ice blocks underneath, right?
Yes.
And then
ice
it's
blocks underneath.
Slanted so that the fluids could drain off properly.
Yep.
And this is one that would pack up into a suitcase.
If somebody passed away on a farm, they could pack
it up.
into a suitcase. That actually is 1886.
Wow.
Yeah. Is Adriana down here? Last couple of nights it's been kind of quiet.
I'm wondering because we got so much by the bed and we heard a lot of noises back there.
Yeah, there might be some stuff going on in there.
And that's kind of what got us to be like, hey, we should maybe investigate tonight.
Lots of activity in the bathhouse.
Yeah.
So William Jung, he was a barber here in 1887, and we have his barber shop is here in the tunnels. And barbers used to be called barber surgeons, so he was practicing medicine as well when he came down here, and he used to pull tonsils and teeth and adenoids and stuff like that for people who were sick. But he also shaved and cut hair as well. He also ran a bathhouse, and that's where we heard noises today. Lots of noises in the bathhouse.
Wouldn't that be pretty crazy, guys, to like go and get a haircut in the same place where a guy is recovering from a tonsillectomy?
Yeah.
Like, that would be pretty wild.
Yeah. There are also 12 bullet holes in the barber shop.
Specifically in the barber shop. Wow.
Yes. Yes. All is quiet tonight in Thomas Drake's area.
I might go ahead and move a little further. Ooh, what was that?
I don't know.
There was a few of them. That sounded like...
Definitely thumping.
Yeah.
The door is locked, by the way. Nobody can come in.
That was loud. Of course, it was like right when we're like, we're gonna go move.
We're going to move on, and then boom, boom, boom.
Oh, there it is again. Can you do that again? Ooh. Is that above us?
I think
Or
so.
in here with us?
I don't think it's in here with us.
I don't think so either. It sounds above us.
Yeah. Huh.
There's definitely some thumping up there. Ooh. What was that?
I don't know.
Tap, 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 tap. Ooh, there's sound next to me.
See how much quieter it is over here though? You can definitely hear noises and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot better, yeah.
Can you do something 3 times? So I know that that's you and not something else. That's my tripod, guys, just so you know.
Is Gertrude hanging out? Who's over here at the teller cage? You gonna rob us? You're probably like, maybe. Or you don't want to be robbed. Maybe that's why they like the ball up over here.
And this time they're like, oh, we don't need to today. She's about to give us a couple bucks.
All right? Oh, you're going to make a deposit. We're good. Well, I guess we can move on to the tunnels.
So, Amanda said that there's a very tall cowboy who likes to stand in doorways, and he's pretty much as tall as the whole doorway.
Yes.
When we were talking about him, that's kind of when we started hearing noises in the bathhouse area. And the door was shut at that time. So we wonder if that was him, but we'll just have to see. Could have been anybody.
Could have been. Who knows?
My infrared died.
Oh no.
Okay, here we are.
The barbershop.
The barbershop.
William Jung's barbershop. Wow. I'm instantly like feeling strange.
I feel kind of breathless.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see. I apologize because my infrared light died. But here's the barber seat where also they would be taking out tonsils, and then you'd get picked up and put over here into the wheelchair so they could get the next person ready for their haircut or tonsillectomy. Oh,
What?
did you hear that? It was like a
Oh, I heard it when I set the ball down.
Mr. Young, are you in here with us right now? I don't know why, but like you can feel a lot of the energy in here, like very, very, very intense, but I feel very at peace with it, if that makes any sense. Like I feel
It makes perfect sense.
really comfortable in here.
Yep, a lot of people will say that.
It feels very safe.
Yep, a lot of people say it's intense, but it feels okay. What?
That was like on the bench next to you.
Yes.
Ooh.
Hello?
Hi. Thank
What was
you.
that?
It's, I don't know. It almost sounded like tapping on the,
The stove?
yeah.
Yeah, weird.
Is that you? That
Yeah, I
tap?
think that was me
Mm.
that time.
That time.
Not the time before. So,
Hello.
over here.
Thank you so much for letting us know you're here. That one was something in my bag. That tap.
It makes me wonder if how many cowboys have passed away here.
Yeah.
How
'Cause-
many lost their lives.
It was also during a time period, especially since things were more secretive down here in a sense, where they wouldn't be like on any type of record really, right? They wouldn't have a lot of records anyway.
No, because they would be traveling
Mm.
through. Yeah, I wouldn't know where to look for those.
Yeah.
Oh, I just heard hay over here. Very breathy down here tonight. It was like, hey,
unless you had like a lot of whiskey in your system, like you didn't have anesthesia, they're just raw dogging a tonsillectomy. That is so brutal.
Very brutal.
Wow.
This is actually the item that he would pull your tonsils. And this actually clips. Yep. And then this is what he would open your mouth with.
Looks like a torture device.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean.
And then this is what he would put up underneath the cowboys' chins. You'd do like that.
Catch all the blood and spit and tonsils.
Yep.
That was brutal.
Brutal. Yeah.
But it's like, what else do you do around that time?
Well, there really wasn't much they could do.
Yeah.
I mean, that was it. I forgot to tell you something earlier. He used to keep leeches in this jar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Used to be thought, and still too, that like they could draw out certain sicknesses and infection.
Mm-hmm. They still use it today on like skin grafts.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. And I had a nurse from Wichita. She said, "Yep, we still use maggots too."
Maggots?
Yep.
What?
Yep. I was like, wow. Oh, that's stupid.
If you want to go touch that device, that antenna, it's not going to harm you in any way. It's just to let us know that you're here, and you have been making noises and stuff like that, so we definitely know that you're with us, but it's just another tool. Train.
Stupid train.
Silly train.
Mr. Young. Or cowboy.
It sounds like there's really quiet footsteps leading up to this door right here.
Do you know how many people say that?
Like somebody's like thinking about coming in.
Uh-huh.
They're slowly sneaking in.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Somebody on the stairs? What?
I won't focus by that doorway.
Do you hear something out there?
I keep hearing, like, it sounds like somebody's very slowly
Walking in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, come on in and sit in the chair. Let's hear it.
It's alright, you can come hang out with us.
Absolutely. So, the guys from True Ghost Stories, when they were here, my cat ball was sitting on the table and their camera was on the table. And I was sitting in this chair here. What was that? Hearing crap.
No, I heard that too. It sounded like more like a
Like a click. Yeah.
I heard like a scrape.
Yeah. So my cat ball turned on its side and then lit up, and then the camera fell. And I got up, I was like, oh, okay. So I walked over here and was standing here, and they reset everything on the table. Not even 10 minutes later, it did the exact same thing again.
Oh. Oh my god.
What?
You didn't just hear that?
I heard the train.
That was loud. That sounded like shuffling. What are you doing out there? You don't want to come in and hang out with us in here?
That's the train. Yeah, I always see something out this doorway all the time.
Feels like somebody's trying to observe at a distance, but like also trying to slowly, sneakily make their way in.
Sounds like the cowboy to me. Like remember I told you he's very matter-of-factly kind of? Wow.
Is there a thermal signature over there?
Yeah, it's red, a tiny red.
Is that the cowboy? Are you out there? Do you want to make a noise or something to let us?
I definitely see like a dark purplish thing standing in the middle there.
Ooh.
Absolutely do.
Do you just like observing people, seeing what we're doing in your area?
Whoa. Whoa. It flashed like...
I saw it like on the reflection on your face.
It was like big green and then it went back to blue.
Alright, let's go in the bathhouse. I'll give you your tip.
Tip in the bed.
If you would like to let us know you're here, then I'll give you 2. I keep getting random whiffs of cologne of all things. I got it again as I went through that doorway. Alright, I'm going to give you 1 right now.
Oh, don't be pulling on my hoodie. Whoever's there. No.
Alright, I'm going to give you 1 right now. If you want to make a sound for us that lets us for sure know that it's you, I will give you the second one. We're going to be quiet for about 30 seconds. Was that a voice? Was there just like a voice or something breathy?
Like a footstep.
But there was like a breathy voice.
Every time I'm in here, something happens in there.
Alright, so I want you to do something in here. We're going to be quiet for the next 30 seconds. Completely silent as we can be. And if you make us a sound that really lets us know that it's you that's in here with us, without touching us, then I will tip you with this other $1. Okay. Did you not hear that? You did? Thank you. Okay. I'll give you your $1. That was very clear. Thank you.
What was that?
It sounded like somebody slid up right here. It was like a...
Oh, I thought it was like a... That's what I thought it was.
That could have been what that was, but it was very gritty.
I thought it was you.
No. That like made my skin jump off my bones. I don't even know how to describe that.
Well,
thank you.
Thank you guys for doing this. It's been...
Oh. There were like more little quiet.
See, they want their money.
That's all I brought down here with me.
It seems more active here than in the harness shop lately. And I'm just like,
Yeah, I get that.
I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Let's go back into the area we just heard that loud noise. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us know you're here with us and allowing us to be in your space, especially me because I'm new here. You don't know who I am.
Definitely come back, huh?
Yes. We'll love to come back and spend more time with you guys. I have some friends that I think you guys would like too. Also, guys, something I didn't know that Amanda taught me today is the origins of a barbershop pole. So barbers used to practice not only being a barber, cutting hair and stuff like that, but they also practice surgeries and stuff like that. Hence why there's wheelchairs, and he was taking people's tonsils out while doing haircuts. So the barber pole itself is red is blood, white is bones or bandages, and then blue is veins.
Veins.
Very interesting. I did not know that at all.
If they couldn't read, they would find that and go find a doctor. Let's see if we get anybody.
Oh my god.
Hear it?
That is like crystal clear.
Is there anybody here with us?
my gosh. It's like so nonchalant. Boo.
It was in the tunnel.
Nice.
Yes. We were just standing there in the tunnel, just do.
Did you hear it out loud or not until you looked back?
Yeah, not until we played it back.
Which is so crazy because it's so loud.
It was very loud.
And clear.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. What's that?
It sounded like it was tapping on the lantern thing.
Lantern. Yeah, so I don't know exactly where the bullet holes are at. Maybe one right here. See that?
Yeah. Is that 2 side by side?
People say that they're in the walls, but we don't know if that's specifically correct. We don't know if those are bullet holes or not. See,
They seem too perfectly circular, some of them.
It's not, I mean, maybe here, but definitely in the ceiling, I've seen a couple, I'm like, that's a bullet hole. Like this one, I think that one is.
Oh yeah,
I think that's a bullet hole.
That like blowing out is what you would expect more than like, it feels more perfectly.
Yeah, that's too perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
Over here, where is it at? Right here. But I don't know. They said there was one on the floor, so that's the only one I could find. So I had a lady down here, we were doing a paranormal tour, and I hadn't told her anything.
What was that?
I don't know what that was. That was in the tunnel. I hadn't told her anything, okay, about Mr. Young. And I was standing here and I was getting ready to tell her, and she put on her spirit box, and she heard band music. And she said, "Was that band music I just heard?" And I said, "Funny you should say that."
Yeah.
I said, "Mr. Young was a band leader." And she said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, we believe this is his horn right here." Yeah.
So can you guys imagine this area? Somebody's recovering from a tonsillectomy, somebody's getting a haircut, live band playing. People drunk, hanging out, shooting the shit over this way. You can kind of like picture.
Getting their shoe shine. Yeah.
Do you think this is a bullet hole? Although it's kind of scuffed. I don't really know.
Where?
That right there.
Oh, maybe. That kind of looks like one.
Might be one. I don't know. So this is Mr. Young himself. Let's see if it
Yep, that's the barber.
would like to focus.
Did you get
Ooh!
him? Did you get him? What?
I got like this gust of wind when I reached my arm out.
And there's no wind down here.
No, it was like, it felt like a strong gust of wind. I love his mustache.
Definitely in 1800s, isn't it?
He's a very handsome man.
He was handsome. And this is, that was actually a picture of him in 1900, so he had only been down here for, let's see, he came here in 1887.
It feels like something's like holding, like gently holding my wrist right here. Or like something keeps touching me. It keeps like getting really cold, like extremely cold.
Well, and I keep feeling something tugging on my hair.
Oh my god.
Hello? Now I'm hot. Now.
Wait, whoa. There was like a kid's voice right after too. Or a woman. Is that people is that people outside?
Not this time.
Oh my gosh, those were clear. Sounded like people having a conversation.
Well, maybe. There may be somebody out there, I don't know. Whoa.
Ooh.
I don't know if you heard that or not.
Yeah.
It was like a click. Yeah, we were standing right here. We got that boom. Like right here. I was like, okay.
And why are these stairs like the perfect grab your ankle? Between the stairs type of stairs.
Right. They're 1,800 steps. That's why.
Alright guys, super huge shout out to Amanda. Please go give her some love. I'll have everything for her linked in the description below. And if you guys are able, please do donate to keep these tunnels open to the public and preserved, because they're putting in so much work here and I want to make sure that they're recognized. But yeah, I'll see you guys later for the investigation in my room.
Surprise! I also forgot to film an outro. And if you're wondering where the investigation is of the actual hotel, I didn't do it. I was so exhausted. This was about a month ago. I filmed these investigations, and I live in Colorado. I was gonna drive halfway to Ellinwood for the tunnels. I was gonna drive halfway the first night, and then the second half the next day, if that makes sense. So I drove the first half on maybe 2 or 3 hours of sleep, and then got to the hotel, slept for 2 or 3 more hours, I think I had 3 on that one. And then the next day, drove the rest of the way to Ellinwood, immediately had the tour, and then immediately had the investigation of the tunnels, and I was just so exhausted that I couldn't do any more. And I was going to, and I had my equipment charging, everything charging in every freaking outlet. And by the time everything was charged, it was about 2.5 hours later. That's how long it takes for at least one camera battery to charge. So I'm like, I can start now, put other things on while this one's going, whatever. But by the time I even had one camera battery ready, it was 2.5 hours later. And I knew if I continued and didn't sleep then, I would only get a few hours of sleep again before taking the trip to Atchison, Kansas, and having 3 more investigations back to back to back each night, and then driving all the way back home to Colorado. So I was just trying to conserve energy. Once again, I'm rambling on these, but I want to explain to you guys why. Because I bet you're like, why, Jella? Why did you give us this? But if you are here somehow magically, thank you. Thank you for being here for my entire not so good video. I'm so proud of you. You get a gold star. 1.5 gold stars for you. Here you go. It's my peace offering. Next Sunday is either going to be Ghoulish Grub, or I really wanted to do a sit-down conversation about what we found at the Colorado Prison Museum. We put together a really strange case, I think. It seems way more than coincidence, so I wanted to make a whole separate video talking about that investigation and what we found out after the investigation. So next week, it'll either be Ghoulish Grub or that. But then the week right after that, the very next Sunday, so 2 Sundays from today, will be 3 really big investigations that I'm so excited for you guys to see. So stay tuned. I love you. If you made it this far, once again, thank you. You are doing charity work. Thank you. Love you. Bye.